Joe, it's an unusual game in the fact that you guys were up big and then had to rally, but overall, what does it say about your guys to stick with it the way they did?
Yeah, we've been in a lot of these one-score games in the fourth quarter over the last 2.5 years, and unfortunately, haven't coached well enough or played well enough or earned a right for our attention to detail and accountability in the little things off the field to win those games, and that was a huge challenge this week, to make sure that we were doing the things necessary, that when we hit that spot in the fourth quarter and a play needs to be made, that we found a way to make it. And it wasn't pretty, but most one-score games aren't. But I thought we played great complementary football. I thought each phase or unit had its moments where they really stepped up and made some plays. But at the end of the day, you're looking for a kind of a defining moment in the turnaround of a program where you find a way to win it against a really good football team, and obviously credit to Coach Creighton and his staff, and they've really turned that into a heck of a program. But I'm just proud of our kids for fighting adversity and finding a way to make one more play than they did.
Can you walk us through Ben Finley's touchdown pass to Adrian Norden and what worked for you guys on that play?
Yeah, we. It's actually it wasn't a call that we practiced this week or that showed up on third down and long or the red zone, but systematically there's always a bank of plays that are kind of your go-tos, that when you hit a tough spot and you want to find a way to get the ball in the hands of one of your best playmakers, that they're always in your back pocket or in your disposal. And they had been playing a ton of man-to-man, man-free coverage, and I wanted to go with a 7-man protection and find a way to, get Adrian singled up, and we did it and kind of spun the kid around, and Ben made a great throw, and it was a big-time conversion.
And Norden, what did you think of his effort there to get in the end zone, diving for the pylon?
Yeah, I kind of caught the tail end of it and, saw it on the replay. It's always, kind of a little bit, tricky when you're trying to, reach the ball past the pylon because you don't want to, lose control, fumble it through, and then it's the other team's ball. But, he found a way to keep his body in bounds and get the ball over the pylon.
Finley was hurt on that play. Do you have any idea how he's doing?
Yeah, he got drilled. It looked like it was late too, but he came to me and said he was ready to go back in.
Okay.
If we got the ball back, they'll report for injury checking tomorrow. So we'll learn the extent or if there is anything significant tomorrow. But judging by his reaction and wanting to go back in, I don't think there was anything particularly significant.
Obviously, Taj Bullock rushed for 2 touchdowns as well.
Yep.
To help you guys build that lead. How have you managed to find a sweet spot with a 2-quarterback system, Joe? What is it about those guys' personalities and different skill sets that allows you guys to use them the way you do?
Yeah, it's we did it at Penn State, and we had 2 great kids in terms of the position meeting room, their personalities, and kind of, I'll say their friendship with each other, but mutual respect. And they understood that Trace was a starter and Tommy was a guy that was going to play in that role, and they embraced it. And that to me, that's a sign of good team chemistry. And it allowed Trace to go to the NFL and allowed Tommy to come down with me at State and eventually be drafted, and as kind of the same role that Taj is playing right now, and he's still playing in Canada. And I reference that because I see the same type of respect and chemistry between Ben and Taj. For that thing to work, both guys got to understand the roles, and both guys got to, English major, but kind of, they got to want to do it. And, to be able to take advantage of both of their skill sets, and Taj's, which is really kind of unique, that he can throw it, he can run it, he can catch it, and we're even going to add some blocking there into it. And, I think that's the biggest thing, that there's got to be mutual respect between both of the guys and an understanding of their roles. And, the second guy's really got to buy in, and Taj is a phenomenal kid, and he's really latched onto it. Now he's seeing a bunch of success with it.
So Ben's new to the program.
Yeah.
And Taj was here before, but they had to compete against each other. When did you figure out it would work?
I believe it was right after the second scrimmage in fall. Oh, you're talking about if the plan would work?
How you're talking about fit and chemistry. What was the process
Yeah.
like to figure out that this was doable?
I kind of I put it in prior to fall camp. So we practiced the 2QB system the entire fall camp, but they were both clearly communicated to prior, because it was an open competition, that regardless of whoever won the job, whether Ben was named the starter or Taj was named the starter, there was going to be a package where both of them were on the field at the same time. So it ended up, that Ben won it, and Taj's role was, the part of the Y package, because he goes in for the tight end. It was something we communicated at the beginning of camp. They both understood it was an open competition, and regardless of who won the job, that we were gonna run it this season.
What did you think about your defense today?
I liked them better in the first half than the second half. No, I mean, our kids, and not just the defense, but I think the one thing that's probably, if you watched us over the past 2.5 years, it's been fairly consistent, is we're a football team, and I believe the defense that gives great effort and competes. Now, we're not always the smartest, we're not always the most disciplined, we always don't have a high level of execution, but I know Coach Tibesar and the staff do a heck of a job coaching the kids, and making their best effort to put them in a position to be successful with the calls. And like I said, at the end, they found a way to make one more play than Eastern Michigan's offense, and that's what we needed. I think the critical thing was getting that ball that on the fumble there. I mean, that was the play of the game.
Right. So what happened there? Did you think that was a fumble? Were you pleading with the officials? Were they reviewing it and then caught you by surprise when they overturned it? What happened there?
It honestly caught me by surprise. I saw the tail end of the run and really didn't. I mean, they were so adamant in the fact that the guy was down. I really didn't. And the kids didn't come off the field screaming that it was out before he was down. And I believe that was the 2-minute timeout. And I saw them going over. And as it started to take a little more time, and then I saw the one guy starting to write something. Anytime they start writing something down in the book in their little pad, that tells you that it's being overturned. So that was, I wish that was a play of the game.
And then everything that happened, you have to survive a Hail Mary at the end. What's going through your mind? What did you see?
We've been so close so many times, and I've lost track. I think 12 or 13, one-score losses in 2.5 years, and I think for the most part, the kids have really, bought into the process of what our coaching staff is communicating. What we need to do to be successful, and to continue to do it over and over and over and over again, and get so close and so close and so close, and you have it slip through your fingers. I'm like, damn, we really played a pretty solid game. Not always smart, but solid in all three phases to get to that point where it's one play needs to be made in the fourth quarter. And honestly, in my mind, I didn't want to be a defeatist, because I'm a glass half full guy, but I'm like, this can't friggin' happen again. There's no way, but it goes through your head just because we found a way in the fourth quarter to lose them in a bunch of different varieties, particularly against this. I mean, Coach Creighton, like I said, credit to him. 2 years ago, we dropped the wheel route and the game's over, and they run the clock out. And then last year, I believe it was field goal to send into overtime and then double overtime. I mean, so literally, but it was just. It falls back. The kids did a great job with their accountability and their discipline this week, and said the game of football rewards people who do it the right way, and unfortunately punishes the people who don't. We got rewarded because we did it the right way this week.
you said something earlier about the significance of winning today. But big picture, like, you know, we talk about you think you're improving, but you have to actually win games
Yeah.
to reflect it.
Yeah.
This positions you to do that, obviously. You know, you have more games left, but what is the significance of today's win?
Well, when we came back in January, and that was the sting of the last loss of the season still with you, and the message heading into this entire season was, we're done talking about taking over the worst program in the country by any metric and becoming a competitive team. And I won't say moral victories, but like enough talk about coming close. And that's why you see the things, well done is better than well said, do or do not. Like, we got to be a team that's done talking about the turnaround we've made to become competitive. We got to win the friggin' games. So to me, this is I don't want to say validation, but to a certain extent, I believe that you know, you got to talk. You got to stop talking about coming close. What I said this week, coulda, woulda, shoulda, is didn't, and we got to do. So we did. So that was the best thing about it.
You touched on most of
Nice
it.
sweatshirt.
Thank you. Really only one thing, 220 on the ground, kept the pocket pretty clean. The boys
Yeah.
up front played really well tonight. What did you kind of see in them?
Of all the things that happened in this game that made me kind of excited and happy and proud is to see the main reason that we had success offensively and our ability to move the ball was running the football and running for 223 and keeping the pocket clean against a good front. And, you know, we haven't for first 2 years and a little bit of time this year, we haven't. And I challenged the offensive line, and you know, for the past 3 weeks, they've answered the bell. And you know how the game of football goes. It's a line of scrimmage game. You go as your O&D line goes. And for as much as I've challenged them and talked about the things they haven't been doing well, you got to tip your cap to them today, because they controlled the line of scrimmage, and that's you know, a big reason why we won the game.
Thank you.
Coach, I think you're good.
Great, awesome guys, enjoy your day.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Congrats on the win.
Thank you.